Hi everyone, it's Lottie from Cozy Paper Trails, and in this video I'm going to be doing page hopping in this Le Grand Classiques Tome 10 Disney Colour by Number book. I've seen Jess from Colouring Bumblebee and also a few other people doing page hopping in books, and I don't know if it was Jess that created the concept or if someone else did. I'm not entirely sure, but I kind of ended up unintentionally joining in because I have been page hopping recently in this book. I've been using the acrylic brush markers, the guangna ones, the 72 set, and I find that this doesn't have most of the colours that I need. I'm actually waiting for a small set of acrylic markers to arrive, so I'm hoping then I'll have more colours, but they haven't arrived yet. So in the meantime, I've been sort of page hopping, using these, just doing the bits and bobs that I can with these acrylic markers. And I'm trying to complete this book, so I've just been sort of, here's my swatch chart for these ones. There is a good range of colours, but there's just not a wide enough range for these books, and also there's barely any really dark colours. Like there's no really dark green or really dark blue, if you know what I mean, so it's just really hard to match all of the colours up. So the pages that I've recently page hopped with is, and actually I should quickly say what page hopping is. It's basically when you have a colouring book and you just sort of do a little bit from one page, move on to another page, do a little bit on that page, move on to another page, and so on. You just sort of hop from page to page, I guess, and just, yeah, don't finish the page necessarily, you just sort of do a little bit here and there. So I started these two, and I couldn't really match many of the other colours exactly, so I've left those ones. And then I've been doing these ones. This one here I couldn't match barely any of the colours, so that's where that is. And then this one I did last night, I could match quite a few of the colours, the greens and the dress of Minnie Mouse here. I could kind of do quite a bit of that one. And then this one I managed to do quite a lot of, even though the colour of the ball I'm not happy with. That looks pretty horrendous. I don't know if I might cover that up at some point, but yeah. And then I started this Finding Nemo page. I only could really match those colours as well. It's, yeah, I'm just sort of hopping around, I guess, and just, so I might do some on this page, these two pages here today, and just see what I can match. And yeah, and then when I do get more markers, I can then come in and finish the pages. But as I said, I have got a small set arriving soon, so I should be able to do some others, and they're a different brand to these. And then eventually I want to save up for the large set of these, but they're a little pricey, so I haven't bought them yet, but I'm hoping to at some point, but I just need to save up for those. And I normally, for my Colour by Number books, as I've probably mentioned before, I normally would use Crayola Super Tips, but I've really been getting into the acrylic markers recently, which I never thought I'd say, because I absolutely love my Crayolas. I love how quick and easy they are, but I've just really been liking the finish and the process of the acrylic markers, which I didn't used to like, but I feel like I've just recently been really getting into it. I did complete a couple pages in here, this one, using the acrylic markers, because there wasn't a very wide range of colours. And there's also one in one of my other Disney Colour by Number books. That's Crayola Super Tips. But there was another one that I did in one of the other books. But I just feel like I can't really complete a whole page with just these markers. There's just not enough shades. So in this video today, I'm just going to do some page hopping with you, and you can just join me along. I'll just sort of chat for a bit, try and pick out some colours and that sort of thing. So I'm going to do potentially a little bit of these two. That one's not got many colours. I feel like I could potentially do some of that. But then again, there aren't any dark colours like these. That blue is quite unique. There's not that shade in here. And again, these are all quite browny and similar. Like, yeah, it's just really hard to match in these Disney books. And this is what these acrylic markers look like. These I've seen a lot of people using. You've probably seen these before. They're a brush nib. And yeah, this is a 72 set, but I think they go up to sets of 300 and something. But I think it's the 288 set that I'm aiming to get at some point. And as far as I'm aware, these last quite a decent amount of time as well. I've not had anyone really complain about them. But yeah, and then I'll end up, when I do eventually get the bigger set, I'll keep these ones as sort of backup spare ones for if I run out of any of these colours or whatever. But yeah, let's have a look at some of these colours here. I'll zoom you in. So we've got a light blue, some other blues, but I feel like a lot of these blues don't really match. Although that colour could potentially match with number 4. It's just, yeah, matching them up is quite difficult. And then like these couple of these greens might go with these ones, but there's no dark green. We've got a yellow, so I could start with the yellow maybe. Purples, I could potentially match a couple of those. I struggle with a lot of these neutral tones, although there are some neutral tones in this set, there's just not a huge variety. There's a red, that would be quite easy. Oh, and also how I'm keeping track of all this, because I'm gonna sneeze. Yeah, how I'm keeping track, let me zoom you back out again, how I'm keeping track of all these pages, because obviously I'm page hopping and then I might end up missing a section and need that exact colour again. So I've got this little notepad here, I use it for some of my other colouring pages as well, and I just write the book that it's from, and then I literally just write the pen number. Here you go, so I can just come back to it, and I'm just writing them all down from every single one that I've started but not finished, and then yeah, I can just come back to it and I've got them all written down. And just in case I then bring in pens from other sets, I've written G and then the number, because they've got a number on the tip of the, is it 999 or is it 666? I don't know which way up that one goes, but there's a number on the end, but I'm just writing G and then that number, so G for Guangna, if that's how you pronounce the brand name. But yeah, I'm just writing that on there so I know what set they've come from, and that's basically what I'm doing. So if I'm going to start this page here, it is tome 10, and I'm over halfway completed this book, which is really cool. So then if I eventually do complete, well, I will eventually complete all these pages that I'm page hopping in, then I will have like suddenly a huge chunk of the pages done, which would be really cool. Oh yeah, and then also I write down then all the numbers, and then I can just fill it out as I go. So there we go. I'll just keep that off to the side so I can keep updating it. So I think I might start with yellow and red, because I feel like they're quite easy to colour match. So that yellow is quite a standard yellow, so I'm just going to go for shade 603, which is just a standard kind of yellow colour. It's maybe, yeah, it is a bit brighter than the colour there, but I don't think it really matters too much. I'm not like, I don't care about matching the colours 100% exact, like it doesn't bother me that much. Obviously I'd like to get them as accurate as I can, but it doesn't really matter. And then I've got to find the number on here that it, the letter on this which it corresponds to, which is always a challenge. I'm looking for D, I found B. This is where you need like really good eyesight. Okay, here we go. It's at the bottom here, and I hate working in the crease of books. It's really irritating. Yeah, see, this is definitely a lot brighter yellow than so I could have maybe gone for this yellow instead. That's quite bright actually, although I'm not too bothered about matching it exact. I don't know if the other colour would be better. So 656. If not, I will just use this one. I'm not super bothered, but here we go. This one might be a little better. Yeah, I'm going to use that one instead because it's just slightly less bright. And another annoying thing about this 72 set of these guangna acrylic markers is that they just come like in a box and you have to sort of just rummage through them. Whereas I think the larger set, it comes in like a better box, so they're actually stood up and you can just store them in there and you can see every single colour. So I think that just makes it easier storage wise, although it's not a huge deal. It's just nice to have them a little bit more organised without having to buy another storage box. But yeah, I'll get them eventually. And I've also ordered off TikTok shop some language Languo, I don't know how you say, is it Languo? Gel pens, the 1mm ones, the Languo Plus of TikTok shop, and I'm a bit worried they're not genuine because they're a lot cheaper than on Amazon, so I'm a little worried that they're going to actually be fake, but we will find out when I get them. Yeah, we'll find out when I get them, and I'll show them on this channel and we can test them out together and see if they are any good. But they were definitely a lot cheaper than on Amazon, so I don't know, I just sort of went for it, I risked it, and we will see. Anyway, so I've done one coat of that. Let me just write that down. And with these pens, you do need to do maybe a few coats on the lighter colours. So I'll put that pen just to the side, and then I will move on to another colour. I'm going to move on to red. So I'm going to do the true red, which is this 664. It's called Bright Red. I'm going to go for that because that looks like a proper bright red. And now I've got to find H on here, and I'm trying not to like get in the way of the camera to like look really close up, because that's normally what I do. Okay, so the H bit is actually her lips, so that's going to be quite fiddly. But if the tips aren't worn down, you can get some you can do some small intricate bits with these pens. And you can buy replacement nibs. I've got some replacement nibs that came with this box. I'll link the pens in the description below in case you want to check them out, but I'm sure you've heard of them before. Loads of people use these pens. So I think that's the only bit that is actually that colour, so it's not really looking like I'm getting very much of this done. What else? So the purples, I could probably match some of them, like that R is quite similar to this shade, so I might look for that one. Shade 623, and that is R. Yeah, it looks quite similar, that would do the job. And this is for some flowers that are up here somewhere. Here. I will have a video coming out soon, which is me doing a full page using Crayola Super Tips for this book, because I did do a how I colour my colour by numbers video on this channel, which was using my Crayola Super Tips, but it wasn't like me doing a full page. I did most of it off camera and just sort of explained how I do it using those pens, and I asked if people wanted to see sort of a full video, and quite a few people said yes, so I'm going to be filming that soon. I've probably already filmed it by the time this video goes out, because I'm like pre-recording a few videos because I'm going on holiday at the end of June for a week, so I wanted to pre-record some videos so that I've got content coming out still while I'm away. So yeah, that video, full-length video, should be coming out soon, potentially the week after this video goes up. So if you do want to see that, keep your eyes peeled. I don't know if that's all of the flowers. This is the thing, like sometimes I'll then miss bits and have to come back to it another time, so that's one reason I write the numbers down so that I don't forget what colour I used. Okay, so I've done those, and then I'm going to go in with potentially a slightly darker purple, although yeah. I'm going to go in with this purple for this shade here, which is some more of the flowers, and then I'll do a second coat on all of the shades that I've done so far, although the lips, I don't think they necessarily need it. I find with the smaller spaces you don't really need more than one coat, unless it's a really pale colour, because it usually just tends to cover it up anyway. And the good thing with using these acrylic markers over the Crayola Super Tips is just that you can cover up mistakes, whereas with the Crayolas, if you do it wrong, you're basically stuck. But I'll probably end up using a mixture of my Crayolas and these acrylic pens, just depending on how I'm feeling, because yeah, they're just like work completely differently. Depends what mood I'm in. Don't know, I like having options, but I'm definitely in my acrylic marker era at the moment. They're just, yeah, I just like the finish of them and the way they go on so opaque. I think the reason I didn't like them before is because they, like, you have to layer them, and I thought, oh, that's really boring having to do multiple layers. I can't really be bothered for that. But when you do the second layer, it doesn't actually, or like multiple layers after, the layers don't take long to do. Oh, I've just gone over a bit there. Yeah, the layers don't take very long to do compared to the first layer, because the second layer you don't have to be precise, you can just sort of scribble back over it, or I found anyway. I don't need to be really precise with it. And you can use gesso to like prime your pages, and then they're meant to go on more opaque, but I can't really be bothered doing that. Plus also then the page goes a bit rough and you have to sand it down a little bit, and I'm just like, oh, that just takes away the fun of colouring. I just want to be able to get a book out, pick a page and do it. I don't want to have to wait 24 hours or however long it is for gesso to dry and then sand it down and all that. I just, nah. I just want to be able to colour and be done with it. Okay, let's go over this again with another coat. And this is what I mean by second coat. I literally just do this. Don't have to be super precise, because you've already done the edges. You just kind of blah 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 and then let it dry. And these dry super quick as well, so they're quite good for page hopping, in the sense that you can then, after a couple more minutes, you can then close the page and go on to another page. I don't know if I'm going to do any more colours on this one, or if I'm going to just hop to the next page. But as I said, I kind of ended up page hopping unintentionally. I wasn't going to do it, but then I started a page and I was like, oh, I don't have the colours for this, but I felt like doing colour by numbers with my acrylic markers still, so I just moved on to another page and so on, and yeah, ended up just doing multiple pages. And I thought, okay, let's just do this, because I can just write down the shades and then come back to the page. There's no rules. I don't have to complete a full page and then start another one. I can just hop from one to another and then obviously come back and finish them all at some point, which would be quite fun to do, to finish them off, because they won't take as long because I've already got elements completed already. Yeah, that's 2 layers on each of those elements now, apart from the lips, but I don't feel like that really needs another layer. What other colours? I mean, I could do the light blue, but I feel like my light blue isn't light enough for that, so I might leave that. Actually, let me look at the solutions. Sometimes looking at the colour, yeah, see, this is the light blue, which is kind of on the white to give shadows on the white. I don't have a light enough blue for that. It would just look silly, so I will leave that. And I've just realised there is also some yellow elsewhere. There's some yellow here for the flowers I've just seen on the solution, so I'm just going to do that. And then once I've done all the layers on these colours and I'm happy with how they're looking, I'll probably then just move on to the next page. Just need a wider range of colours. I had been working in this book in order, but I gave up doing that because I randomly did a Lion King page as part of like a buddy group on Instagram, which wasn't in order, and then since then I just thought, oh, I can't be bothered to do it in order, let's just mix it up a bit. The reason I like doing these books in order is because then it forces me to do pages that I wouldn't have picked otherwise. So most of my Disney Colour by Number books I've been doing in order, but I think I'm just going to do them in any random order now. I'm over doing in order now. It did work, but I feel like then if I don't ever complete that book, I might miss out on some pages towards the end that I really want to colour. So I'm just going to sort of ignore that, doing it in order concept, and just do whatever I feel like instead. Okay, I've done another layer on that. I'm going to do the other layers off camera quickly, and then I'll come back to you when I start the next page. Okay, so I've added some more layers onto that page, and then I've got this page here which doesn't have as many colours, but I think I'm gonna make a start on this. I could use the light blue for this potentially, because it's not white, I think it's blue in the sky, so that wouldn't look as bad. Where is it? Yeah, there's blue, although it does look quite light, doesn't it? Not sure. I might leave the blue for now, but I might be able to do some of the browns or greens on this one. Well, let's have a little look. I could potentially do this lighter green as one of these greens or these greens, maybe this one, forest green. Oh, you can't actually see. Maybe match these ones up, and then I could use a darker green when I eventually get more markers. So I might start with that. So it does look a bit lighter. Oh no, hang on. Why am I doing it on that page? So it does look lighter actually, but then it dries darker. So I might just go for it. It doesn't matter. So that is shade number 6. So I've got to find that on here. I think there's quite a few big sections actually, so it might make me look like I've actually done a bit more, which is nice. And this is a picture from, I think, On the Range or In the Range or something like that. I've never even heard of that movie, so I've not seen it. I don't know if it's any good. There's quite a few like Disney films that I haven't actually seen. I was slowly working my way through them. I started sort of working my way through some of the older ones, like I watched Snow White, and I watched the animated version of Snow White, which I really didn't like the way the dwarfs looked. They looked kind of weird. I don't know, that film was okay, but yeah, I don't know. I can understand why it wasn't super popular. But yeah, I watched the old Snow White, and then I've watched a few of the newer ones recently. And when I say newer, I mean ones like Zootopia and that sort of thing. But there's quite a lot of ones like, I haven't seen Wish, which apparently is really bad, so I'm obviously not really missing out. I haven't seen Strange World, which I'd never even heard of before. What else have I not seen? I haven't seen Elemental, even though some of these are like Pixar, but like, yeah, Disney Pixar. I haven't seen Elemental, I haven't seen Inside Out. I haven't seen any of those types of ones, which I'm sure I will watch at some point. I'm sure when my daughter gets older we can watch some films together. We could maybe work our way through some Disney films together. That would be cute. I mean, she's only 15 months at the moment, so it will be a while until she'll be able to sit for a whole film. Considering now she doesn't sit still for more than like 2 minutes. Oh, I watched Luca recently, and I hadn't heard people say much good things about that film. I actually quite enjoyed it. I thought it was quite good. I think I watched that after my daughter had her jabs one day, and she was just really cuddly and just wanted to cuddle up to me, so I just thought, oh, I'll just put a film on and just sat and watched that while she was sort of just dozing on me. But I quite enjoyed it. Didn't really know what to expect from that. Quite a lot of green. And Zootopia, why is it called? It's Zootropolis. Is it called that in the UK? I know it's called Zootopia in one, and then Zootropolis another. I can't remember which way around it is, but I don't know why. Is there like some kind of copyright thing in certain countries with that name? I'm not sure. why. That confused me at first. I was like, I swear it's called Zootopia, and then it was called Zootropolis elsewhere. I was like, what? So even in some of these little tiny bits here you can do with these acrylic markers, you can surprisingly get into quite some of the detailed areas with these. It's just you have to have quite a steady hand, but if you do make a mistake you can then just cover it up with whatever colour's next to it. That's why I like the pages with the black outlines, because at the end you can just go in and just tidy it all up with the black outlines. It just makes it look a lot neater. I've missed some up here, but I'm not going to do the other green shade because that's a lot darker. Any more? There's some over here. And then I think that's all of this shade. Oh no, there's some trees. There's trees with this shade as well. This will probably be only like a short little video. I thought I'd just sort of show you what I've been doing the past few days in this book. And the way I've been sort of just hopping from page to page. And then eventually when I come back and complete them, it will just be really satisfying. These couple bits here are very fiddly though. So this is where it would be handy to have the Language gel pens, because that's just really fiddly. Probably stop in a moment for some lunch, and then I might come back, do a little bit more, and then that will be. Just thought I'd film a little bit of my process, do a little chatty video. My videos like this I don't think get as many views, but it's still fun to film them, and yeah, I enjoy it, so that's all that matters. I was thinking also at some point potentially trying to do a live stream, but I'm just worried that there's not going to be enough people joining or talking and I'm going to be like in silence. Maybe I'd have to think of some topics beforehand to start talking about if no one else is talking. I'm just worried it would be really awkward. Also, I don't know how to set up a live stream or anything. I'd need to do some research. Like, I'm not great with technology, so I'm not sure I'd be able to do a live stream at home, because I'm currently at my mum's house where my desk is. But when I'm colouring at home, I normally just colour on the sofa on like a desk thing. So I don't know if I'd be able to do a good setup with that. Like, not a desk thing, a lap table, that's the word. That's usually what I use when I'm at home. I do have a table at home, like my dining table, but it would just be if I can set up lighting, because lighting would be an issue as well. So I feel like I'd have to do a live stream potentially during the day when I can go to my mum's house and film there. Not film there, but like do a live stream there. I think that might be the most relaxed option. But, oh, I don't know. And also, the internet at my mum's house isn't as good as it is at home. So I don't know if that would make an impact on the live stream at all. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into how to actually do it all and then make a decision as to whether I want to give it a try. I feel like I would like to, because it would be a good way to chat to everyone, obviously live, and I enjoy joining in with other people's lives, even if I'm just sort of lurking in the background and not actually talking. I really enjoy sort of listening to other people chat while I colour and stuff like that. I just find it really relaxing. I might give it a try, but I'll just be really nervous. So if anyone has any tips for live streaming, please let me know in the comments or send me a message and give me some tips, because I would love to have some tips of how to do it, or just tips in general of like how to keep people interested, just so there's not like dead silences. I don't know. Like, all the live streams I've watched, there's always chat going on, but I don't know, I just feel like because it's me, I don't know, I feel like you just put yourself down, or at least I do, and I just think, why would anyone want to come watch me doing live stream? And also I think I'd be nervous that like my mum or someone would join, and hear me talking, it would put me off, or like my husband or something, it would just put me off. So I'm not sure, but yeah, I will give it some thought. But as I said, I'm going on holiday at the end of June for a week, so it wouldn't be until after that that I start looking into it. I just think it would be fun and something different to do, even if I only live stream like once every couple of weeks or once a month even. It's still just a bit of fun and a different way to interact with people. But yeah, live streams aren't everyone's cup of tea either, which is fair enough. But I enjoy joining in with them, and I would like to do some at some point. Just need more confidence. Okay, I've just done another layer on this, so that's looking pretty good at the moment. So all I've done in this video is literally just this and this, but that's like the concept of page hopping, is just like you don't necessarily get loads done on a page, you just do a little bit here and there and then you can come back to them. So I think that's going to be it for this video. I just thought I'd film a little video of me doing this page hopping and just how I do it, chat about the acrylic markers a little bit and what I've been up to in this book really. But yeah, if you want to see these pages completed, subscribe to my channel, and at some point in my completed pages video they will be shown, I am sure. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble on. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me and if you want to be updated on my completed pages. I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye for now.